Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to review a little bit about how to use and work with scissors. Okay, so before we begin practicing, I want to go through three very important safety measures. So, scissors. When you're going to put them away in your pencil bag, it is very important that your scissors are completely closed. The handles are together and the blades are together. You don't want to put them away, flopping away like this, because it could be dangerous. So make sure they are completely closed, and once you have them closed, you can go ahead and put them in your pencil bag. That way, when you're sticking your hand inside, you won't be in danger. That's rule number one. Rule number two, walking around with scissors. So if you're going to take your scissors from one room to another, it's very important that you keep this safety measure in your mind. So when you're going to be walking around with scissors, you should cover the blade of the scissors with your hand, making sure the pointy end is not sticking out. And your scissors should always be by your side when you are walking. Never in front of you, always next to you. That way you can walk around and take your scissors to the other room, wherever you're going to use it. And lastly, number three. If you're going to hand away some scissors, the correct way to do this would be, again, to cover the blade with your hand and hand the handle part to the other person. That way, the other person can go ahead and grab the scissors and they can take them away from you. That way, everybody can be safe. Okay, guys, so now let's practice using scissors on paper. Okay guys, let's get into scissors practice. So, there's a couple of types of scissors. You have right-handed scissors, which are the ones that most of us use, and there's also left-handed scissors. The difference is the way the blades are facing. So, if you are a left-handed person, I would advise you to get some special left-handed scissors. If you don't have any, try going ahead and cutting with your right hand. Even if you are left-handed, your right hand is going to be fine and you can handle it. Way to grab your scissors, it's also very important. So scissors have one big hole on the handle and one smaller hole. On your big hole, you should put your two middle fingers right in there. Your index should go on the front to make it steady, and your pinky is just going to rest on the back. Once you have your scissors like this, you can stick your thumb all the way to your first knuckle in the smaller circle, so that you're gonna end up with something like this, and you can open and close. It would be the same thing for left-handed scissors. Two middle fingers, those are gonna go on the big hole, index on the front, pinky on the back, thumb on the smaller hole, so that you can open and close like that. When you're using scissors, it is very important that your thumb is always sticking up. You should never flip your hand this way to cut something. It's just gonna make it a lot harder. So make sure that your thumb is always sticking up. And also, your scissors are always gonna point away from you. The paper is gonna be the one that we move around. We never move the scissors around. The scissors are always looking up. All right, so you're gonna need a piece of paper and a marker. And what we're gonna do is, I'm going to divide my paper down the center, just a straight line. And I'm gonna start here on the edge doing a spiral. Imagine that you're drawing like a snail. Once you have that, on the other side, I'm gonna make one straight line going down. I'm gonna make some scallops on one side. I'm gonna make a squiggly line on the other side. I'm gonna make a boxed line on the edge, and I'm gonna make a spiky line on the other side. So this is gonna be what we cut. Let's begin. I'm going to start with the easiest line, which is the straight line. There's a trick to have a straight line where when you're cutting, you should not let your scissors go all the way to the edge and close. You should stop midway and keep going. So this is gonna be the movement that you do. You don't cut it all the way shut. You just cut them, you just close them halfway, okay? So I'm gonna start on my straight line and I'm just gonna go halfway and I open my scissors and move them to the front and go halfway. I'm not closing them all the way. Move them to the front, go halfway and keep moving. This way, we are actually gonna get a straight line without any indentations. Okay, now let's try the scallops, okay? Remember how I told you that your scissors should always be looking to the front. So I'm gonna move my paper and not my scissors. So look, I'm moving my paper and my scissors stay on the same place. And again, I'm not cutting them, I'm not shutting them all the way close. I only go halfway and I open them again. So here I have my scallops. Let's go on the spiky line. You can go until the edge and then open your scissors again and go all the way to the edge. Open your scissors again. And you're moving the paper, not your scissors. There you have it. Let's try the squiggly line. So we're gonna go around, only opening and closing halfway through the blade. And I am moving my paper so that my scissors are always staying away from me. So here I have my squiggly line. And now let's cut this other like brick line. So I'm gonna go all the way to the corner, move my paper, cut my next line, move it again, cut my next line, move it again. And I'm gonna do that all the way up. Take your time when you're cutting. Sometimes when you have a lot of paper left behind, it's a little bit harder. So you can always go ahead and fix your scissors to begin doing the right cut. So there you have it. I have all my lines cut away. Now let's practice this spiral. I'm gonna take away the lines that I already cut to make a smaller piece of paper. So this is what I already practiced. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this spiral. I'm gonna start on the edge of the paper and I'm only gonna close halfway through the blade. Once I get to the curve, I will start moving my paper as I cut. This sounds harder than it is. Once you start practicing, this is just gonna become second nature. It's gonna be so much easier. So look, for example, right now it is uncomfortable for me to have this paper on top of my scissors. So I can go ahead and place them where I feel like they are more comfortable for me. So I move my paper down and I can keep cutting. Halfway through the blade and open again. Halfway through the blade. Now I'm gonna start moving my paper because I am right on the edge. You see how I did that curve? My scissors didn't really move. It was the paper, the one that was moving. Again, I have a lot of paper on top. For me, that is very uncomfortable. So I'm gonna take out my scissors and come back into my cut and go right where I was, right where I stopped last class. and I'm gonna start cutting halfway through my blade. Once I get to the curve, I start moving the paper very slowly until I get to the edge. Also, when you're gonna get to an edge, don't close your scissors all the way. Just go to wherever you want to stop and stop there with your blade. Take your scissors away. So now we have this squiggle that it's cut into a spiral and my lines. So this was scissors practice. I hope it helps you and you enjoyed the video. Have fun. Bye.